Thank you all for joining us. This is the last day and the last panel talk of Digital Art Fair 2023. It's been a really good couple of days, really sort of interesting, engaging conversations. And a lot of people have been asking us about the Pioneer Prize. I think this year is the first year we've launched as part of the Digital Art Fair Foundation. We've supported sort of small causes throughout the years. And this year we've collaborated with two really great friends, Braw, Haus and Labyrinth. So this year we've launched the Pioneer Prize. And sort of the prize details are very varied, but sort of the two main focuses I would say would be the residency project in the Labyrinth compound, as well as sort of a exhibition opportunity to work with Braw House, a creative agency. I wouldn't go too much into details about what they both do. I think they have presentations lined up. And I think it'd be really interesting to see the perspectives of Baptiste and his team in Bali, as well as Justine and Patricia with their sort of global team. So now I'll shortly do an introduction. We've got Baptiste here, sort of the artistic director of Labyrinth. And on the screen over there, we have Justine and Patricia, co-concepteurs of Braw House. So tuning in from Paris, I believe, both of you? Yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. So yeah, Baptiste, I think a short introduction about Labyrinth would be great.
Yeah, sure. So I have a slide. I don't know if you can go on. It will be easier to talk about this project. So Labyrinth is a new project in Bali, and the first immersive space as well we are building. And at the same time, this is an artist residency. And when I talk about art, it goes through a lot of different mediums. So it's a music, it's also any kind of way of expression. You can go from clay, you can go from glass, CNC, laser cutter, and everything. And that's one side of the project. And it goes as well with another side, with then the side of performances. So there is where we have a dome for projections. We have as well an art gallery. We have also immersive museum that will come in 1 year. So it's, we're very glad to be here in Hong Kong for the first time. And to give this prize to come and to stay with us for 11 days on residency in Bali. So I don't know if I can see the slide. Maybe no, it's fine. So, 11 days to stay, to get inspiration in Bali, to be able to know the place. This place is very rich in culture. Bali is the only place Hindu outside of the region of India. And it has a very rich culture, and it's full of artists. So we are really looking forward to see what kind of collaboration can appear during this residency. So yeah, that's for now, that's for Labyrinth. I may talk a bit after if I have the slide.
Yeah, Justine, Patricia, I think it'd be great if you guys can do a short introduction on Braw House as well. Not really on the slides matter, we're trying to figure that out, but just a sort just a really short introduction on Braw House, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. This was an exciting prize, and always a pleasure to see and showcase some emerging digital artists. So we, Braw House, founded by Patricia and myself in 2018 with the idea of elevating digital art across the globe. So as of today, we have kind of 3 different pools. We have a roster of curated artists of over 380 digital artists across the world, with whom we do curation, we do large installation, and we do art buying with brands and artists. And then in the creative studio part, we do a lot of commercial work in CGI and 3D. We as well do work with the blockchain. And then since this year, we've started to represent digital artists. So we have 8 total at the moment. And yeah, we worked in physical, digital space for the past 5 years. Patricia maybe wants to add some stuff.
No, I think you resumed it very well. And to add is that we love the contemporary digital art world. That's why we are here today with you, Digital Art Fair. And thank you as well so much for the invitation. and then the commercial world, because for us, art and brands as well, it's a very interesting convergence. So those worlds are worlds that we see a lot of potential for digital artists to explore.
Thank you for sharing. I think it's a really sort of interesting time in the digital space right now where, we have agencies or like labels such as Braw, but it's very digital, but you cannot deny there needs to be collaborators such as Labyrinth for a sort of different space to work in. I think if you speak to a lot of the digital artists, they're just in their bedroom with a high-spec computer and just working away. And on the other scale of that, you have like huge studios, like Rafiq Anadol's team is like 20 people, coders, like illustrators, animators. So I think Baptiste, I think it'd be interesting for you to share why Bali, or what sort of made you interested in this compound, in this idea, and how important it is to have that space to grow in this Bali space. Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I see two different ways to explain it. For me, the first one is what is the best surrounding to be inspired. And for me, it's at least it's not for me in my bedroom, in a city, wintertime. And I think more close you are to nature, to a space we can nourish you, better it's going to be. So our residency has been made to not only give a space of inspiration, but it's also to give a space of well-being. So we are offering as well in our residency, we have a sauna, we have an ice bath, we have a pool, we have vegetarian food, organic food. And I think this base is what is necessary for an artist to be creative. If you don't nourish your soul, your body, your soul is not going to follow. So that's the first aspect of it. And after, outside of that, why Bali? Bali has a very interesting story. Like 200 years ago, the king got pushed away by another one when Islam came to Indonesia. And he decided to move to Bali. And he decided to bring with him not the farmers, the workers, but the artists, his court. And it was artists, painters, dancers, sculptors. So he ended up in Bali with these people at the beginning. And so that's why I consider Bali as a refuge for artists. That's why when you are there, there is many villages, and each of them is mastering one form, one discipline of art. And that's very, very inspiring. So for me, inspiration is a big thing. So this place for me is on Earth the more incredible place to be inspired and connected.
I think it's interesting that you say this word connected, because when I look at Braw, I also feel this idea of connection is super important. I think the idea of collaboration is such a key pillar in what we do now. It's hard to just be one singular person in this space. You sort of have to speak to different people, work together, and things like that. So, Justine, Patricia, in terms of collaborative ideas, when you spot an artist and you're really excited to work with them, how do you spark that collaboration? And is it, obviously it's a long-term collaboration or a short-term collaboration? I think just speak a bit more about how, interesting it is to be a collaborative duo, as well as, in the extended party of your artists. Yeah.
So in terms of collaboration, we do like when it's a more long-term collaboration, because it's interesting the path of evolving the relationship with the artist and accompanying that to its full extension. There is as well some short terms that happen, and those ones are more ephemeral and as well interesting in this short time of a period. How do we spark collaborations? Is basically there's different ways. One way that comes right away to my mind is the fact that, like, when we see the work of an artist, being artists ourselves with Justine, we right away see the ingredients that makes sense to make a collaboration or to make evolve. So then we present that to the artists, we create some brainstorming sessions, we propose ideas, and then we go for it. Or sometimes the artist as well has already an idea that he wants to explore or she wants to explore, and then we go for that as well. So now, Justine, maybe you want to add some stuff.
Okay.
No, it's still like this. Even I'll add, for example, Patricia is not currently in her apartment with 10 screen in the back, but we currently are doing an exhibition, which was, it's around psychedelic and mental health. So that as well was a collaboration between some artists. They wanted to participate, and so it's all of a team effort of execution. Most of the project we do is a team effort.
I think the team effort thing is really exciting, no? I think also we've been in touch between sort of the three parties, Labyrinth, Braw, Haus, and us. We've been in touch on and off for like the last 3 months, and it is a team effort. And I think this team effort has made us decide the prize winner. So, Baptiste, do you want to announce the Pioneer Prize winner for this year?
Yeah, sure. So, so we received the vote. Thank you for people for voting during this last few days, and it was at the end pretty hard to find the winner. It was pretty close about the votes, but one person stand up. This person is from England. His name is Fouad Degimensi. I hope I pronounced it right.
Fouad Degimensi, I think. Yeah.
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 So yeah, beautiful art, and so we are very excited to have him coming to Bali on residency, and for 11 days, and very curious to see what will come out from it. Yeah.
Okay. I think it'd be great if we could have a look at what the sort of Labyrinth compound looks like, which is, I think, in the other PDF. It's not this one. It's the other PDF that we sent to. Sorry, just having some tech difficulties.
Yeah, sharing a bit more about our project of Labyrinth. It's an interesting thing. I was showing a little bit before about it. Is like it's like working in different layers. We are working about tradition, very very ancient way of doing things. We're working with modern tools. So Bali it's a bit in between. Is really between like contemporary approach of a lot of resort, a lot of new buildings, and it's also a lot of tradition. So you're going to end up having a ceremony on the street in front of this new insane building and a big LED screen. And there is still no dissociation. And somehow we're feeling in Bali certain part of the culture is in decline. Like we used to have all the time shadow puppet shows. I don't know if you know shadow puppets, but that was something very big, and no, there is none of that anymore. Because somehow I feel this tradition could not adapt itself to a modern days. And what we are trying to do in Labyrinth is to put back this tradition alive, but using the modern tools. So we are trying to bring technology and tradition together. So that's why we're working on this immersive museum, and that's very exciting. It's all going to be about Bali, and it's about putting back in front the handcrafting and the magic of this island. And there is also a part of education we have to do again, and so that's one of the very important things we have. So yeah, I'm happy to show a little bit more now. I have the slide. So basically, Labyrinth is here. That's Bali. Tabanan, Ubud, Denpasar, and so we are close by Tanalot, who is one of the major temples in Bali. And then after, I can show you a little bit more of our residency. So our residency is here, where it's written Tamantera. Then we have a production space, maker space with there, and Labyrinth in this area. So we are really working on both sides. One side is a creative space. I will say it's It's more a space connection to nature, more introvert. You are in your bubble to be creative. And on the other side of the road, we have maybe like 50 meters. You have the Labyrinth with the space of exposition and to interfere with the public. So I think it's very important as an artist to have these two sides. The side where you share, the side where you work. You need to seclude yourself a little bit to be creative also. So now I will show you more about this area, because this one is already made. So here, that's the studio of our space, of Tamentera. So that's inside the studio. You can see the different picture. And we have a community dinner. We have a lot of community offerings. We have 9 accommodation. Everything is made of cob. So cob is earth. The roof are also on cob. And we can go to the next slide. And here you can see the rooms. And the idea of earth is to ground also the artists down, to really to put them in connection with natural elements. And we have also, as I said before, a sauna, an ice bath, a pool. We have access to yoga also. Here you can see the ice bath and the sauna with here. So that's very important for us, access to good food. No, that's an idea of our program. That's for me something very important. At the beginning, the first things you do, you understand the island. So that's something very important. So you're going to go to the temple, you're going to meet also the artists, gallerists, different people to understand the richness of this island. Then the second part is the creative part. Then you can be, you can collaborate, you can co-create also with artists of Bali, engage in collective creation. The next phase is the one where you can give back. You can go back to the slide before, please. You can then give back your creation, your art. And the last one, it's more a lecture. What kind of information you can give to the island. So that is written for 11 program, but sometimes your program will go for more than 1 month. In February, we will have 5 artists coming, and they will stay for a bit more than a month, creating also digital content for Dome, and after doing a 2 weeks training into immersive installation. And there is still some spots, so if you're interested, you can contact us. So 2 weeks on touch designer and creative content for immersive experiences. We will do a training there with Node. So that's the vision. And so that's, yeah, this program is an example also for music. We do it for different things. So anyone can come, anyone can join, use the space, be creative.
I think we'll be really excited to welcome Fuad, the prize winner in the space. Justine and Patricia, I just want to ask you, sort of, when we looked at these submissions, and we had a lot of submissions, we had the call, we had to shortlist the artists as well. What was your sort of standout? What about Fuad's work when you saw it and your team saw it? What about it that really stood out for you both?
For the work of Fuad, what stand up for us is the idea of taking a technique that is known in art, like so it looks like oil painting and brush strokes, and we thought that was an interesting way of taking something that is so traditional and then blending it into the digital, and then taking as well the la perle, like the old painting that is recognizable to the eye of everyone, and how actually Fuad as an artist, I mean this. It's our opinion, took that and then conceptualize it, minimalize it, made it in a way that like is less is more, just brought the right elements in order to still interpret the painting, but just with the right amount of elements. And so that blend of traditional and modernism and futurism in one, it's what for us made it stand out. And we're like, okay, there is something interesting here that is, something to be seen and explore.
Justine, any thoughts?
You're mute.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry. No, totally aligned with what Patricia said. And it was a rough decision. I think we selected 6 artists, which was all showcased during the fair. And we as well asked the public. So again, going back to collaboration, asking outside people as well their thoughts. And like you mentioned, he was the person that stand out the most, and I think it's definitely an interesting work. And on our side, the winning part is for him to come and be part of our roster of artists, and then to potential future collaboration as well as being displayed in a large screen outside of Paris and in a hotel. So we'd be like curating one of his artwork in there.
That's lovely. I think one thing that was sort of really, it was not an easy decision. I think when we looked at the 6 shortlisted artists, and they were from everywhere as well. We had like Hong Kong artists, Chinese artists, artists from Uzbekistan, London. So it almost felt really global, and then it was really appreciative of all the submissions that came in. It's also a honor to be able to not make someone's dream come true. It's such a big term, right? But to be able to facilitate someone's, process to go to Bali. I'm not sure if the artist Fuad has ever gone to Bali. Like I've not gone to Bali in like 15 years or something. But it's sort of just that dream, that idea of this global connection and network. I think that's really fascinating. For Patricia and Justine, like I want to ask about, besides this project that we've been working on, like what's in it for the both of you in the next 3 months or so?
Yeah, well, like
If there's anything you can disclose, yeah.
yeah, Patricia is currently at the gallery where we're doing an exhibition for the past 2 weeks. We have a cool installation. We're part of a biennale in Paris. It's called Nemo Biennale. So we have a cool installation happening early November in La Défense, which is kind of like the financial district in Paris. We're showcasing one of our artists, Dirk Coy, on La Sphère in Las Vegas. And we have an exciting pass actually for but Patricia can tell you all about it and even maybe show. So we have a Wabi Sabi pass that's coming out for digital art lovers and collectors and curators. That's coming out on Wednesday. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a pass, like it's an NFT pass that we made with Concepteur. Concepteur is a company that operates with Ethereum and creates protocols, and so they accompany us to create those passes that can unlock different what's the word, utilities connected to it. And yeah, this idea is to create a small little niche between art collectors, curators, digital art lovers. And with that is bringing digital artists that are less known into that niche of collectors. So then we get to collect, showcase, and then with those collectors and curators we get to as well do shows in the future together. So what's going to be exciting on Wednesday is that we're showcasing that pass for the first time, but as well we're encompassing it with an artist that is not known at all. That has been doing digital art since 2013.
Wow.
So we're excited to showcase him because it's a generative art, and so when you acquire the pass, you acquire as well one of his artworks.
That's great. Like a really exciting couple of months for the both of you. For Baptiste and your Labyrinth team, what's on the menu? What's happening the next couple of months? I would say the compound and the images look really, really amazing. I'm really excited for everything. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. What's waiting for us for the next month is a lot of development for the next phase. So finishing the gallery, the dome, everything should be done for May. We will have our big opening in May if everything goes as planned. And same time, like our residency is actually pretty packed until March next year, and things may come up. So we will keep working on that, having artists co-creating, bringing some magic.
Yes. As for Digital Art Fair, we have a lot to do. Obviously, I think it's a really exciting space for, I think, like, you know, Justine and Patricia as these sort of collaborators, like working with artists and pushing them into different projects around the world. And for, you know, someone like Baptiste and his team who are really about the creation of the artwork and sort of having that space to make it. And us at the Show Art Fair who are just facilitators. Like, people ask me, oh, what does the art fair actually do? And it was just like, well, we're just facilitators. We're just sort of like trying to push things together, push things in directions. And yeah, I mean, congratulations again to Fuat. And it's, we'll be in touch. Yay! He's just asleep in London somewhere, not knowing. He's gonna wake up to the best news ever. But yeah, with that, we're gonna sort of finish the. If there's any Q&A from anyone in the crowd. No, I think we're good. Justine, Patricia, good morning and have a great rest of your day. Baptiste, always a pleasure seeing you around. And this will be sort of, you know, it's on camera and we'll upload it to YouTube. And yeah, any last words, Justine and Patricia? Anything else you want to add?
No, thank you so much for everything and for having us. We said we were not physically there, but that's the beauty as well of digital. So that we can be there without being there, and so very excited about this collaboration. And yeah, thanks again for having us on board.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we
thank
can
you
all.
so much. Yeah, great. And also everything looked really nice and interesting. So thanks to the Labyrinth team, they got to show us a little bit on FaceTime how everything looked. So that was exciting to see.
And we definitely are going to come to Bali and to visit.
Yeah.
Welcome, anytime.
Let's try to aim for May 2024. May 2024 sounds crazy, by the way. It sounds really far away, but it's not. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Thank
so
you again.
much.
And
Thank you, Herman.
no problem. Ciao.
Roman.